Many years before Aegon's conquest of Westeros, the Valyrian Freehold ruled a mighty territory within Essos, establishing settlements throughout their holdings. 3 of these cities, in Myr, Tyrosh, and Lys, were founded along the continent's southwestern coast, administered independently, though under the banner of Valyria, and so peace was maintained between them, and the prosperous lands bordering their territories were respected as belonging to the Dragon Lords. But after the doom and fall of Valyria, the cities were unleashed upon each other, and during the Century of Blood, many wars were fought for these disputed lands, with each of the 3 cities eager to claim it for themselves. In the chaos of these years, another faction also entered the fighting, with the city of Volantis sending their armies into the west and conquering both Myr and Lys, taking possessions of the lands between them. Believing themselves the heirs of Valyria, the Volantene set out to reconquer the former lands of the Freehold, finding some initial success in their efforts. Yet their dreams were ultimately shattered after an alliance was assembled between Tyrosh, Pentos, Braavos, House Durrandon of the Stormlands, and House Targaryen of Dragonstone, all of which united to defeat Volantis, laying waste to the disputed lands but also liberating the cities of Myr and Lys. Even after the years of heavy fighting in Essos faded and House Targaryen became the rulers of Westeros, the disputed lands remained a center of military and mercenary activity. Eventually, Volantis again tried to conquer the area, but was defeated at the Battle of the Borderland in 96 AC by a combined army from Myr, Lys, and Tyrosh. Their success then led to the formation of the Kingdom of the 3 Daughters, governed by a High Council of 33 Magisters. The Triarchy, as it was known, then conquered the Stepstones, controlling trade between the Narrow and Summer Seas, a position so lucrative it began to gain the attention of Pentos to the north and Volantis to the east, who worried about this rising power. Yet when war soon came to the Stepstones in 106 AC, it came not from their rivals in Essos, but from Daemon Targaryen, brother to the King of Westeros, and his ally Corlys Velaryon, who invaded the islands. For 3 years they fought, until 109 AC, when Daemon was crowned king of the Stepstones and the Narrow Sea. A year later, a Tyroshi captain named Racalio Rindoon marched against them on behalf of the Triarchy, with fresh troops and new allies from Dorne who wished to join the fight against this rogue Targaryen. The war for the Stepstones went on for many years, seeing Daemon Targaryen abandon his position in 115 AC, leaving it to a series of 5 more kings before the kingdom finally collapsed. During the Dance of the Dragons civil war in Westeros in 129 AC, both Daemon Targaryen and Corlys Velaryon, formerly of the Kingdom of the Stepstones, declared for the Black faction of Queen Rhaenyra, and so Sir Otto Hightower of the Green faction, Hand of the King to Aegon II, reached out to the Triarchy, hated enemies of the Rogue Prince and Sea Snake, forming an alliance in which they sent ships to fight at the Battle of the Gullet, defeating the fleet of House Velaryon, but at a heavy cost to their own forces. Of the 90 ships that sailed for war, only 28 returned home. 1 year later, the Triarchy fell apart after years of political infighting and the devastating losses faced in the recent war. And when a Lyseni admiral was assassinated by a rival nobleman over the love of the courtesan Joanna Swan, the end had come upon them. Taking advantage of their weakened state, the cities of Pentos, Braavos, and Lorath joined together and brought down the flailing kingdom. In 258 AC, Meleys the Monstrous, last of the male Blackfyre line and leader of the Golden Company, formed the Band of 9 alongside a group of pirate merchants and petty warlords, conquering the disputed lands, Tyrosh and the Stepstones. There they established a base from which they might invade Westeros and destroy House Targaryen, the hated enemies of House Blackfyre since the days of the First Blackfyre Rebellion, when they threatened to end Targaryen rule. Yet the War of the Ninepenny Kings, or Fifth Blackfyre Rebellion, ended in defeat, with the armies of Westeros descending upon the Stepstones before the invasion could even take place. Once again, the disputed lands returned to an area of conflict, where many famous warriors like Oberyn Martell and Jon Cunnington fought, as well as mercenary groups like the Golden Company, Second Sons, the Windblown, and the Company of the Cat. Even the Ironborn are known to visit the territory, sometimes raiding the coast, or else working as sellswords. A special thanks to all those who contribute to CivilizationEx, like Sir Tony of House Jake, Tallmaester Damien, and Jampo the Mad. If you would like to help CivilizationEx, click on the Patreon link, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and click on the links to see more.